Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to start Unit 4, which is titled as Transformation of Self. So, why do we need to transform ourselves? Okay, everything, if you see regarding the money, whatever we are having, we can adjust whatever we are having. But according to our character, according to ourselves, we need to enhance everything. We need to update ourselves in every day by day, in every second, in every minute, in every hour, in every day. We need to enhance ourselves. We need to just upgrade. We need to just establish our dynamics with the dynamics of this society, or if the dynamics of this world. So then only we can be called as a true human being. So otherwise, when you are not upgrading yourself, we can't adjust to the dynamics of this society or dynamics of this world, because change is constant in this world. Nothing is permanent, or nothing is constant in this world except change. Okay, everything is going to change. So because of this, we need to adjust towards the dynamics of this world. Then only we can live as a true human being. So what is this transformation? What is this transformation about ourselves? Okay, how can we consider ourselves as a strong person? Okay, on what basis we can consider ourselves as a strong person? First, to do so, in a step by step procedure, we need to identify ourselves first. What type of personality am I? What is the strongest and weakest point of mine? So what makes me this one? Then if you can understand yourself, so nobody can judge. You can't be judged by anybody else. Okay, if you can understand yourself, then only you can't be judged by any other persons. Otherwise, everybody will judge you, everybody will demotivate you. Once you know yourself very well, then nobody can judge you, nobody can just create a disturbance, just create a confusion inside you. So to have a good life and a good happy life, so we need to understand ourselves. That is nothing but a self identity. Then before going to identify ourselves, before going to identify accept ourselves, that is a self identity, then self acceptance, then self realization, then self goal setting, self esteem, everything. So we need to understand what is the personality. Okay, what defines the ideal personality? What are the characteristics and elements of an ideal personality? What are the traits of that ideal personality? We need to understand that one. Then only we can define ourselves, we can identify ourselves. Then only we can go to the next steps as a self esteem and everything. We can develop on our own. Then this will be useful in your unit 5, which is nothing but life enhancement skills. Okay, how can you enhance yourself? If you know yourself better, then what are the shortfallings of your personality, you can identify better. Then after identify what are the shortcomings in your personality, you can immediately tackle on those issues, you can work out on them, and immediately you can enhance your life. So that is called a life enhancement skills. That is a unit 5. So in order to have a better adjustment with the unit 5, you need to understand better the unit 4, that is a transformation of yourself, or a self, or myself, or ourself. Better we can say that transformation of ourself. Then what are the contents which are involved in this unit 4? So the motivation behind this content in unit 4 is to have a better insight of self-worth. Okay, when you define yourself better, then only you can't be judged by other personalities. Otherwise, other persons will usually judge you, confuse you, everybody uh, take you for a granted. So if you know yourself better, then nobody else can judge you. So that's the motive behind this unit, so that you can understand yourself better. Then this is clearly titled as a transformation of self, because you need to understand yourself. Then before understanding yourself, you need to understand what is the definition of personality. Then characteristics, what are the behaviors, characteristics, various attributes of a personality, elements of a personality, then traits of a good personality, how a good personality will look like. Okay, that is nothing but a outer structure. Personality is nothing but a build structure or nothing. Okay, build structure will play some role in that one, not a overall role. It cannot be played a built structure. Okay, but inside you, what are the characteristics that will play a good role in defining your own personality? Then after defining your elements, characteristics, traits, and everything, we need to identify ourselves. That is called a self identity. Then what is a self concept? To some extent, this self concept we already studied in unit 2. Because when we are just talking about a concern, how we are concerned about ourselves, how we are concerned about our loved ones, how we are concerned about the beggar, how we are concerned about the other person who has just met with an accident. So all this defines a self concept. Where is the self? And other concepts. To some extent, we just define that one, and it will be useful here also, that one. Then self discovery, after identifying, after accepting, after self concept, or after discovering. Discovery is nothing but why am I here? Everybody might have a question like this: why am I here on this year? What is my role? What I have to do in this world? So like this question, we need to answer that. The self acceptance, after you identify, after you discover yourself, you define your personality, you define your true personality. Then what you have to do, you have to accept whatever you are there, you have to accept. If you are not satisfied whatever you have, you need to work hard in order to get what do you want. Then that's the life enhancement skills which we are going to discuss in the next unit. Then self-esteem. What is the self-esteem? So this is also a one stage according to the Maslow hierarchy theory. So that one, in order to gain this self-esteem stage, however you are about your life, however you are about your circumstances, everything you need to understand. The overall contents of this unit 4 is covered in this book. The prescribed book is Human Values by All India Association of Christian Higher Education, which is in New Delhi. So this is the book. So I already provided a material through Microsoft Teams as well as through WhatsApp today. So you can just have a look on these chapters. Okay, if you want to go library, you can take this book. Okay, this is that book. Small a thin book will be there, so a green color book. So you can just take this book. Otherwise you can refer whatever I provided through the Microsoft Teams as well as WhatsApp. So then the first content of this unit is definition of personality. Why we need to understand about our personality? We already described in our motives that if we judge ourselves rightly, we could not be judged by anybody else outside of our society. Nobody can judge us. So if you judge yourself first, you should show priority to judge yourself first, then only you can judge others usually. If you consider every day in a day-to-day life, everybody will usually judge you. Okay, this personality, this person is like that person is like that. They will usually gossip with each other. Then they will automatically define you as he's a waste fellow or something like this. Usually many persons used to define like that. When you heard just like those words, you will be confused why people are thinking about me like that. If you better judge yourself first, if you better understand yourself first, you will not have that much confusion. Okay, somebody is saying something against you means, okay, you can take on your own, you can have a perseverance inside you, so that you can fought with them, so that you can just tell them that you are not that type of personality, so that you can show yourself that you are not that type of personality what they are judging on. So we can expect that everybody in one stage or other stage, everybody is going to judge us. If they are going to judge us, that doesn't mean that we have to adjust according to their will, according to their judgment we have to adjust, but we need to show that who we are. So before that we need to understand what we are. Okay, what is our personality, then we can judge ourselves, then we can show our traits, our personality traits to others, so that they can be better judge ourselves, they can better judge us. So the definition of personality. What is this definitions of personality? There are many definitions for the personality. Out of this, the quality or state of being of a person, whatever you are, your true character, your true ability, everything defines your personality. Your dynamic nature, everything defines your personality. Then a complex of characteristics that distinguish you from others. Okay, you should have your own personality, your unique personality, like your unique ID number. Like others will have their own personality, like their unique ID number. Like that, you will have your unique personality. No personalities will match with each other. No persons will match with each other. Like that, personalities can't be matched with each other. Okay, your thoughts and their thoughts might be matched at one stage, but it will distinguish. You can distinguish your personality from others. So that complex structure, that complex characteristics is known as the personality. Then the totality of an individual's behavior and emotional tendencies. So whatever your behavior, yourself, you are behaving with others, you are behaving with yourself. Okay. Then the emotions, how well you are relating to others with your emotions, everything defines your personality. That is also one type of definition for the personality. Then the personality means the organization of an individual's distinguishing character traits, attitudes, or habit. So the character traits or the habits or attitudes, everything will be coming under to the definition of your personality. This is one type of personality. And more complex definitions of the personalities are: personality is dynamic organization within the individual of those psychophysical system that determine his unique adjustments to his environment. So if you are not uniquely, if you are not well related with your environment, then you will be judged as not a better personality, not a best personality. Because personality also means that how well you are adjusting with the fellow beings, how well you are adjusting with your immediate society, with your environment. That also defines a personality. Okay, everything, the physical characteristics, psychophysical characteristics, or everything psychological behavior, every attribute will come into play in defining your own personality. Then the next definition is: personality is the developing system of those distinctive emotional, cognitive, and spiritual attributes that manifest themselves in the individual's characteristic behavior at any point in the life of course. So whatever your life course is there, in your life course, whatever your behavior, emotions, how distinctly it is following that your behavior, your character, your spiritual attribute, your cognitive attribute, and everything, how it is unique compared to the others, that will define your own personality. That's These are the definitions of various definitions of personalities. Every behavior, attribute, your character, your emotions, your cognitive attribute, your spiritual attribute, everything will comes under to play in defining your own personality. Better you should understand in every possible angle, your emotional behavior, everything you need to consider in defining your own personality. You need to consider in just identifying yourself in this self-identified stage. Then what are the characteristics and elements of a personality, of a true personality? What are their characteristics? Broadly, if you can see the appearance, okay, outside appearance of our appearance, it may be a build structure or how you're standing, how you're sitting, how you're behaving. It will also comes under this, your appearance. Then intelligence, okay, how well you are just good at just applying your intelligence, okay, just taking advice, just accepting whatever coming to your way, everything will comes under your intelligence. Then emotionality, how well you are related to other people, okay, how emotional you are, whether you are having a emotional awareness, whether you are having a emotional intelligence. Usually this is called emotional quotient. So intelligence quotient IQ, emotional quotient EQ. So this is also very much required, because people usually come to you and just they will try to emotionally blackmail you, emotionally define you everything. So you need to have a emotional coefficient, high emotional coefficient, so that you can better judge whatever the emotions you are going through it. You can have a better judgment about that particular situation, and you should have to define such. You should have a high EQ for yourself. Okay, in order to have a better understanding of a subject or better understanding of a personalities and everything, you should have a IQ, which is a intelligent quotient. Then sociability. So how well you are sociable, how well you are relating yourself to others, okay, how well you are relating to your environment, everything will be defined by your sociability with others. Then ascendance, ascendance and submission, okay, submission to the god, submission to your superior, submission to your parents, and everything will comes under this ascendance and submission. Then moral character. So what is your moral character? In the previous chapter we have defined that moral problem. Okay, how that moral problem is coming? Because from the various symptoms, from the various symptoms of a society, you are getting a moral problem. Okay, if you have a good moral character, there is no existence of a moral problem in our society. So you need to have a good character in that one. Then the elements and the characteristics or attitude, how well your attitude, you are showing your all these coefficients, intelligence, emotional coefficients will comes under this attitude. Then if you subdivide this all these characteristics and elements, then you can say that accurate, you should be accurate. If you are a good personality, what is this accuracy? So work free from any errors or mistake, careful, precision, detail. So everything you will be in detail, everything you will work for the perfection, okay, without any mistakes. Every time you will lower your mistakes. Once you committed 100 mistakes means, and the next time you will improve yourself, you should show some improvement in the next part of your life. Then you will be considered as an accurate. Everybody will commit a mistake, everybody will do a error in their lives, but does not mean that it should stop there. You should upgrade yourself, you should correct your mistake in the next time. That shows that you are a truly a admirable personality. Then active, you should be always active. A good personality will always be active. Or what does this activity means? Lively. You should be lively, you should be behaving as a high energetic person, you should be again, you should be busy. Okay, busy doesn't mean that you are just looking busy, or you're not doing anything worthy. Okay, worthy you will do, you will look like a high energy every time. Whatever the role you are playing, you will play with your whole hearted. That is called as active. You will be active when you are a good personality. Then the next trait, next characteristics of a personality is adventurous. Every time he will seek new things in their life. Every time he will not satisfy with whatever role he is playing in his life. He want to take a new role. That is trying new things, trying, taking a risk. Whenever you are not taking a risk means you are not committed to have a good life, committed to have a better life for you in the future. So you want to, that good personalities usually will take some risk in their life. Whenever they are taking risk means the reward is going to come in the next stage. Otherwise, some lesson will be coming in his way. So he can learn a lesson. Otherwise, he will be rewarded with a high rewards. Then analytical, every time you will examine that personality, characteristics of a personality is to examine and separate the parts of something to find its essential meaning. Okay, every time you will be curious to just examine what is going to happen, just examine what are the parts. If you have something in your hand, like we are a technology people, okay, every time we will have some technological gadgets in our hands. Something we will have, how it is behaving, how it is working. You will be curious. Then you can find various ways to find out the reason behind that, how this phone is working, how the touch screen is working, how the normal keypad is working, how the touch screen keypad is working, how the laptop is working. Everything will comes under our mind. We should able to examine, we can find out what do uh, what is going to happen there, so that it is giving a good luxury to us. So luxury, the laptop, the phone, mobile phone, everything is nothing but a luxury. How we can enjoying that luxury? Because somebody has been working for that one, because of their analytical skills, because of their scientific skills. Somebody has been invented that one. Somebody with their good production skills, they are producing this type of gadgets for us. So because of their curiosity, because of their analytical characteristics only, we are living somewhat a luxurious life. So if you are analytical, you can also be an inventor in future. Then artistic, the better personality, best personality will be the artistic. So appreciation of or ability in the arts. Okay, you will admire the art, whatever the arts are coming into your way, you can admire that one. That personality will just admire that one. Then attentive, so every time listen first. Everybody will say that this dialogue, listen first, then only you can speak. What is your judgment? Depending on your judgment you can speak. So the person who is a good personality, he will listen first, listen well, and pay close attention to verbal and non-verbal messages. Whatever the verbal messages are coming through his words, and non-verbal messages like hand expressions, facial expressions, everything will comes under the non-verbal expressions. Because many people, rather than saying with the words, many people will judge, just say their words by using a verbal or hand expressions. You should identify, you should be attentive, so that you can identify, you can pay attention through to their messages. So the ideal characteristic will be this one, attentive. We will be always attentive. Then astute, astute. So what is this astute? Nothing but a perceptive, clever, insightful. You will be every time an insightful. Okay, small things also you will just try to examine. So he will have a better perspective. He'll be a very clever personality. So that's one of the characteristics of a personality. Then calm. Every time he will be in a peaceful. He will be with his own mind. Okay, he will mind his own duty, and composed, serene under pressure. So he will be under pressure also. He will be calm. He will be with his own mind. Okay, he will be not with the out of mind. He knows how to control his calm. Okay, that's the characteristics of an ideal personality. Then cautious, so he will be careful every time, prudent, and exercises forethought. Everything before taking any action, he will be careful. So that's one of the trait of the that's one of the element of characteristics of the personality. Then compassionate. Then what is this compassionate? Nothing but a human, better human, or sympathetic, or considerate. So every time he will consider, he will be somewhat sympathetic. He will just don't have a rational judgment. Okay, he will have a critical judgment. So that's called as a compassionate. He will be a compassionate person. Then collaborative. He will likes to work as a team. Okay, rather than individually working for the self goal, he will work with a team. So that's his team building skills will also be there in that personality building. Then competent. He will be competent with others. He will be skilled. He will be qualified. He will be capable in applying his skills. Okay, everything he will be a competent with other persons in the society. Then competitive, strive to win, oppose a rival. This is also comes under the competent. Then conceptual, he will be conceptually, he will be carefully analyzing, he will be a reflective thinking, he will be a reflective ethical attitude. He will be having a reflective ethical attitude. Nothing but whatever the situation is going, he will better judge, he will better understand critically that particular situation. That is called a reflective attitude. He is intuitive. His own intuition will guide his behavior. What he has to take in next action, everything will be guided by his intuition. So that is called as intuitive, an abstract or reflective thinking. Then concern, he will show a concern for others. Then care and high graded, everything he will show towards the other people. He will be more concerned about the others as well as himself. So thus important elements and characteristics, and other characteristics are also there. That's creative. Okay, he will be creative. He will have his own inventive characteristics. He will show his originality in his work. Okay, whatever he is doing, he may be a carpenter, he may be a plumber, he may be some scientist, he may be some teacher. Everything he will show innovative, his creative side. Okay, his creative side every time. So then decisive, he will be decisive every time. He will take a quick decision rather than just wasting time on some unnecessary thing. He will have a better adjustment, just better judgment, and then he will go to the next step. Show firm determination in using judgment to make decisions. Okay, his judgment, when he is clearly analyzing, critically thinking that situation, he will have a better judgment on that situation. Immediately he can move to the next step. Then dexterous. So dexterous, nothing but well coordinated, handy, and adroit. So he will be well coordinated before starting anything. He will coordinate with everything. He will be ready with everything. So that's a handy. Then diplomatic. So he will show his diplomacy in every situation. So whatever in the controversial things also, he will be diplomatic. He will answer his words with a careful consideration. That is called as tactful or skillful at negotiations. So every time when you are bargaining with some market people or something, you should be diplomatic. Better, you should be diplomatic. Every time if you are facing some controversial topics, okay, you should be diplomatic rather than being taking one side of that topic. You should be diplomatic. Okay, you should show your true adjustment towards the both sides. Like many proverbs says, both sides of the coin you have to see. Like that, you should be diplomatic in every situation. Then discreet, so showing good judgment, keeping confidences. So this is a good characteristics of a personality. You should show a better, good judgment for them. Then dynamic, so you should be dynamic. Okay, because world is also a dynamic. Nothing is constant in this world. Only except change, nothing is constant in this world. So because of this, you should be with the dynamic characteristics. Dynamic means energetic, vigorous. You should be. Then empathetic. So this empathy is nothing but ability to understand the minds of other people. So how they will act in the next step, everything you can identify that one. Everybody will have a empathetic characteristics. So nothing but is sensitive to or identify the feeling of others or warm. So that is called as empathetic characteristics. You should be with better empathy. And enthusiastic, he will show interest, excitement, and express you. Whatever he is taking, he will show interest on that one. He will have excitement of doing the things. He will be expressive. Better, he will express his feelings and everything. Then firm. Okay, once he is made up his mind, he will stand up on his own words. He will never change his mind. That type of attitude is called as firm. So unlike to change mind, adamant or certain, so he will be fixed. Once he is fixed means he is fixed at all. He will not change his mind. Then next characteristics of the flexible. So flexible, nothing but you should bend on bend at everybody. It doesn't mean that you should not bend at other persons, but you should be adaptable depending on your flexible nature. You should be adaptable, you should be versatile. That's the meaning of this flexibility. Then foresighted. Okay, you can see your future, what you're going to be in the next couple of years, in the next decade, what you are going to happen. That's called a long term or short term goals. So it doesn't mean that you are going to be a true the same what you are assuming you are going to be true in the future, but you should have some realization into you that I am going to be like that in the next couple of years, like that. So realize what is likely to happen in the future. That's called a foresighted attitude. You should have in the Telugu you will say the Doradrushti something. So like that. Then honesty. So honesty, whatever you are doing, you should be honest. Okay, truthful, genuine, have integrity. Your own personality defines you by your integrity. How you are different from others. That's a straightforwardness, and everything will comes under this honesty. Then logical. So this logical, how well you can correlate with others, how well you can correlate with your changing dynamics. So that's called as a logical. Okay, rational, analytical, reasonable. The next element is the open minded. You should be open minded every time. Impartial, you cannot show a partial nature with others. You cannot take a one side of the situation. You should listen to the both sides of the coin. Both sides of the coin you should show, and then you can have a better judgment rather than being partial with something else. Then receptive to new ideas. You will accept new ideas. You will not at all adamant to the changes. You will show some interest in changes. You will show some interest in the new ideas. So free from prejudice of bigotry. Okay, yeah, you will not have a reserved judgment inside you. Okay, you will have, after understanding the situation only, you will have a better judgment. Okay, without that, if you are judging, this person is our belongs to my religion, belongs to my caste, or belongs to my family, means then you will have a prejudice in your mind. You will already fixed your judgment. So a judgment is going to come in your relationship favor. So like that you cannot be. That's called as an open minded. Then organized. Okay, you should be organized every time. Okay, before starting any of the tasks which you are going to handle in the next move. So you should be organized. You should have a clear structure for that one. You should have a clear order. You should be systematic. Then outgoing, you should be sociable, you should be friendly with others. So that also defines one of the characteristics of the personality. Then perceptive. So you should be clearly keen about knowing the things. Then you will be clearly a good observant. So keen insight or awareness, you should have some awareness on every topic. So that's called as a perspective. So the next perspective you are going to show. Then persistent. Okay, you will be refused to give up whatever the situation, how hard the situation will be. You will be persevering. Okay, that's called as a perseverance characteristics. How hard the situation, regardless of how hard the situation is, you will not give up on that one. So that defines the characteristics of persistent personality. Then persuasive. So you will be influential. Influential doesn't mean that negative influential. It is a positive influence. You will lead people. You will be a leader. So that's called as a persuasive characteristic. You will defend yourself. That's called as a persuasive characteristics. You will be practical. Okay, rather than just working on some thumb rules. Okay, rule of thumb we can say. Rather than working for the rule of thumb, you will concentrate more on the critical thinking. You will realize whatever is practical, then only you will accept. So that's called as a pragmatic characteristics. and down to earth. You will always be down to earth. Then the next characteristics of the responsible, you will be responsible. Okay, you will just not accept the authority first. Okay, you will take responsibility. That defines your responsible characteristics. You will be dependable, trustworthy. You will be trustworthy. You will be called as a trustworthy when you're showing a true responsibility of yourself. You will be reliable by others. Then you will be loyal to others. Okay, then they can trust you. And sensible, next one. So every time you might face many of the emotional situation, you will be sensible what is going to happen. Then if you are good at this sensible characteristics, then you will have a sound judgment. Okay, you can judge better, you can judge best, you can say. Then sophisticated. So so you will be cultured, you will be a good mannered, you will have a good manners in you, and world wise and everything. Then strong. Then obviously every character you are imbibed in several in yourself means you will be powerful. You will be called as a powerful person. So in short, if you see, there are this broadly classification of the characteristics and elements are appearance, intelligence, emotionality, sociability, ascendance and submission, moral character, and attitude. Everything in the broad classification comes under these characteristics and elements of a personality. Then in the sub classification, if you see in detail what is in detail about this personality, means accurate, you should be accurate, active, adventurous, analytical, then artistic, attentive, astute, calm, cautious, compassionate, collaborative, competent, competitive, conceptual, concerned, then creative, decisive, dexterous, diplomatic, discreet, dynamic, empathetic, enthusiastic, firm, flexible, foresighted, honest, logical, open minded, organized, outgoing, perceptive, persistent, persuasive, practical, responsible, sensible, sophisticated, strong. So, everything, the sub classification of these elements and characteristics comes like this. Then the next content is the traits of a good personality. Okay, what defines a good personality? We'll see this one. So the previous content, this is a definition of a characteristics. Okay, inside that one, the characteristics. So many types of good elements are there. So that good elements we can keep in a separate thing so that we can define a good characteristics of a good personality. So the first one is a diligence. So what is this diligence? So diligence is nothing but whatever you are doing, you will refuse to quit. Okay, you will have a attitude that as we can, as you can. So whenever you are facing some trouble in your in reaching your goal, you will have a attitude. If you are a diligent person, you will have a attitude that I will not refuse to give up, whatever the situation might be. I am going to try it. I can do it. We can do it. If you are in a team, you can say that yes, we can. We can do that one. So like that, your attitude will be. Then this delegate characteristics is nothing but faced with the challenge of living in the competitive world. You cannot afford to be uninterested. Okay, challenges is the part and parcel of our life. Every human's life, every being, every living being's life is a challenge in this world. Okay, whenever you are facing challenge means if you are not interested in that one, you will not take up a challenge. You are just like existing in this world, not at all living. So if you are a diligent characteristics, you will just adopt to the dynamic nature of this world, competitive nature of this world. You will be interested whatever you are doing. So you will need to be diligent. So if you are facing any challenge, you should accept that yes, we are there in a competitive world. We need to be interested in that one. We need to work hard. We need to be diligent. Like that attitude we need to possess every time. So diligence gives man the ability and the enthusiasm to undertake a time-bound, goal-oriented task, the patience to pursue it cheerfully despite setbacks and failures to bring it to fulfillment in a spirit of perseverance. Perseverance is nothing but how hard the situation, regardless of how hard the situation is there, you will pursue through the step, and immediately it will lead to the rewarding stage. So that's called as a perseverance. If you are diligent personality, you will be pursuing through that difficult time. Then you will be called as a diligent personality. Diligent means fulfillment, security, sense of achievement, confidence, self-reliance, independence in completing tasks. So whenever if you are in a team, if somebody in a team has just been eliminated, okay, you have eliminated, or somebody voluntarily just going out from the team, so you will not immediately confuse how can that particular role will be adopted by somebody else. So you will be self-reliance. You will have that attitude that yes, somebody I am going to recruit or something, somebody is going to come in my team. Like that, you will have that self-confidence. You will have that self-reliance, a sense of independence. Then, if you are intelligent, this all these characteristics will be imbibed inside you: self-reliance, self-confidence, independence. Okay, then opposite of diligence is indolence. So which paves the way to lethargy and apathy towards work. So lethargic people, people who just forgot all the future things, what they are going to happen and everything. They will, many people will just drink and just sleep. Take a alcohol, they will consume alcohol, just they will sleep. That type of people are called as a indolence. So that type of people doesn't care about their future. Okay, they will just afraid of their futures. Immediately they will be lethargic, and they will be with an apathetic characteristics. So you should not be effort to like that one. If you want to remain in this competitive world, you should be diligent. You must be diligent. And fortitude. So what is this fortitude? So fortitude, nothing but a perseverance characteristics only, or how well you can face the hard times. That defines it. Courage, your bravery, your guts, your pluck, your spunk, nerve, everything will defines this fortitude. The meaning of fortitude is to have courage in endurance. So whatever the difficult situation you are undergoing through, so you will face that with a courage. So that type of attitude is called as a fortitude. So it enables a person to face risk, disasters, and adversity with unflinching determination and strength of mind. Okay, you will have a good attitude. You will have a good perseverance characteristics inside you. You will face a good. You will face a difficulty with a good amount of your courage. Fortitude empowers the individual with the gift of smiling in the face of adversity. Every time you will be smiling. Okay, whatever the hardship is coming to your way, if you are fortitude, then you will immediately just laugh at. You will just give a smile and just leave that one. You will work on your own way. Okay, rather than just being confused, you will work on your own way. That's called as a fortitude. Then being punctual, you will be whatever the situation, you will be punctual, you will be on time. So unfaithfulness in keeping an appointment is an act of clear dishonesty. Okay, when you are not punctual, when you are not on time for any meeting or any class or something, you will be looked as an unfaithful person. Nobody will show faith on you. So that's a disloyalty, you can say, dishonesty, you can say. So many things are going to come against you if you are not punctual. If you are punctual, everybody will listen to you, will listen to your words. And punctuality shows an appreciation and sensitivity for the value of time. Punctuality wins the respect of others. So when you are punctual, everybody will respect you, will admire you. Otherwise, the opposite is going to come in your way. You should decide that whether you want to be punctual or not, even for the class, or even for your duty, even for some function, or even some the movie or something. You should be punctual. Whatever you are going to do the next task, you should be punctual. You should be on time for that one. Then being honest. So no legacy is as rich as honesty. If you are punctual, if you are fortitude, if you have everything imbibed inside you, you will be called as a honest person. Everybody will have a trust. You will gain a trust of others. When you gain a trust of others, achieve whatever you want in your life. Who knows? A big personality will come in your way because you are a good, honest person. He is going to give some job to you. He is going to award something to you. Okay, you don't know what is going to happen in the next minute. So better we should be punctual. Better we should be honest. So honesty, we can say, is the best policy in every situation. You should remain honest. So being an effective communicator. So whatever you communicate, whatever you just say to others, you should watch your words. So communication is an exchange of information and shared understanding between people. So communication, we are communicating every time. We are communicating through facial expressions, or through some hand expressions, or through some verbal, everything we are just communicating. So communicating is the best exchange mechanism. Every time we are doing that one. So your voice, gesture, words, and what you say are physical ways of communicating. Speaking, gesture, and writing are the mechanical ways of communicating. Out of this ways, in every way, in whatever the verbal, non-verbal, everything, you will be a better, you will be an effective communicator. Whenever your thoughts are effectively conveyed to others, then you can be called as a confident person. So you will have a wonderful confidence, and you are better just explaining your thoughts to others. So you are better effective communicator. So listening, friendliness, open-minded feedback, you are seeking a feedback from others, confidence, non-verbal communication, everything you will be observant on in every aspect. And speaking, the speech is the most important method of communication. So usually we'll speak a lot. Okay, in the speaking also we have to observe what we are speaking. You should be pleasant in your voice, correct speaking speed. Okay, you are speaking too loud, if you are speaking too fast, means nobody can understand your words. On the opposite side, you need to understand whatever the opposite side person is seeking. Okay, whether they want a good speed, whether they want a high speed, whether they want a low speed. So every time you have to correct according to the opposite person's level of understanding. So that's a clear speaking skills you will have. Then audible speech, you should speak loud. So depending on your audience, how many audience are there, depending on that one, you should fix what is your audibility. Okay, you should speak your set your volume like that. Then distinct and clear articulation, everybody will have their own voice, everybody will have their bass voice. So we need to modulate that one, we need to adjust with the audience. And correct pronunciation are necessary while developing the mechanics of speech. So these are all the mechanics of the speech. So this needs to be modulated, this needs to be corrected before we are going to speak. So the next one is a gesture. So gesture, like we don't need to say anything to others. Okay, but using the facial expressions or something, everybody can understand. If you are excited, then what happens? Your happiness will be visible on your face. By that, if you showing your face the happiness inside your face, then people will automatically understand that one. No words can speak that one. So physical appearance is an important part of communication. So communicating, that doesn't mean that you should always be talkative. So by the physical expressions or the hand gestures also, you can communicate. So that's the physical appearance is an important part of a communication. Then facial expressions speak more than words. Okay, the facial expressions, you are going to give that one, it will speak more than words. So it is very important to look the other person's eyes while conversing. So while conversing, everybody, many people, they will just look to the look towards down, onto look on the other side, right or left side, look towards the top side or something. So you should not communicate like that. And when you are confident, when you are confident in your words, you should look on their eyes. Then only the opposite person will know that yes, you are confident. Whatever you are speaking is the truth. The natural hand gestures are useful too if used in a restricted manner. So we have many gestures, we have many hand gestures. We can use them rather than using the words. If you want to congratulate, if you want to do something, we can raise a thumbs up. Like this, we can show many things we can show. The body language of a person also reveals the personality. So how well you can relate, how when you can express using your facial or hand gestures, that also defines your personality. And remember, most of our communication, about 80% is non-verbal. Okay, we will use only 20% with our speaking characteristics, but 80% will be our through our facial and hand gestures only. So how well you are expressing yourself through other gestures also defines you, defines largely of your true personality. So you should use your gestures in a controlled manner. So that's the form of better communication. That's the form of a good personality. Then writing. So it is important to a well-trained career person to develop good writing skills. There should be neatness and legibility. Okay. So to attain this good writing skills, you need to correct yourself spellings and clear punctuation marks, correct grammar, use of connectors, range of vocabulary you have to study, variety of sentence types you have to study, more than one sentence can speak that particular explain about the particular situation. Dividing the text into paragraph rather than just clubbing up all the text in one single paragraph. You should know how to break that paragraph. And awareness of purpose and audience. So you should be aware that who are your audience. Okay, in front of you, you, what type of audience are there. So what type of purpose you possess in order to speak with him, in order to give some command to them. So you need to be aware of that one before you are speaking to somebody else. Then organization, you should organize your thoughts, then you can write on with a good writing skills. And coherence, cohesion, character styles, and everything will be coming to play in a good writing skills. Then listening. So listening, so the best part in the characteristics a good personality will comes in the active listening skills. So what are these active listening skills? So if you see the active listening skills, first, if you many people are going to express their emotions, just they are going to tell us what they are going to, they are going to tell us what they are suffering, and everything they are going to tell us. If you are looking as a good personality to them, try to just relate to you, they will try to discuss with you. So when they are discussing, they are coming to discuss with you, first you should listen first. So to listen first, you should build a trust and establish a rapport, a good rapport with your friend or with your family or with some elder who is going to speak with you. Then every time when they are saying about their sufferings to you, you just demonstrate some concern. Okay, concern means you should show some concern when they are suffering, and then when they are crying. Okay, you should show some gesture, hand gesture. Okay, that's a clear communication, clear active listening skills. When you are showing some concern, when they are just showing their sufferings, then they will you will gain their trust. Okay, you will gain their trust. Obviously they are going to discuss more. Who knows, that words can heal your consolence. Okay, your consolence is going to heal their hearts. Who knows? Then ask specific question. Okay, whether you can able to solve their suffering, you can able to solve their problems or something. You can ask a specific question. That doesn't mean that you have to solve that one, but showing condolence, that doesn't means that you are going to solve that one, but you are offering some of the emotional you're going to offer some healing process, some healing, some better heal to them. So use brief verbal affirmation. So when somebody is shocking, some shocking situation, they are just explaining you some shocking situation. You can say, yes, oh, I see, this was happened. Okay, I didn't know, sorry, or something. When somebody is expressing you about their relative death or something, you can immediately say, oh, I see, I sorry, something like that. Then they can you can gain their trust. So active listening techniques can help you truly understand what people are saying in conversation and meeting. So to understand that one, when you are talking, when you are communicating, when somebody is expressing to you their thoughts, their sufferings and everything, when you are listening actively, that will be useful in your studies also, that one. So better you should listen first, then only you can say, then only the whatever you are going to listen, that one, it will be processed inside you. After that process, your words, your actions should come next, after you listen actively. So active listening skill is very, very much important. Then another important part of effective communication is the art of listening. When someone is talking to you, try to reinforce oral communication with gestural feedback that encourages the speaker. Okay, when somebody is just saying about their achievement or something, you can immediately use some gestures, hand gestures, like raising a thumb or something. So that's a good gesture. That will be encouraged. That they will just say something more in the next step, that will encourage them. Then you will get a better feedback in that one. So you are more likely to get information or response you want at the earliest. So that type of skills, when you are using, when you are going to some meeting, some conference, or some good meeting concerned about your subject knowledge or something. So if you are good at these listening skills, you will have a better response from the speaker, better response from the audience. Whatever you are seeking, there will be a better perspective that they will answer your question clearly if you have an active listening skills only. When you are not having any active listening skill, you will ask some random question. So that will just create a confusion in terms on the part of a speaker as well as on the part of the audience. It will create some confusion. Then everybody will look you as a dumb. So that was going to happen. So because to avoid all this confrontation in the meetings or in some functions or in some emotional drama or melodrama or something, you need to have an active listening skills there. Otherwise the speaker will take a long time to part with the required information. You will not going to get a required information. At the same time, you are not going to have a attention of the audience or something. So you will be looked as a dumb character. So this is regarding the listening skills or active improving your gestures and everything. So the traits of a good personality is, first one is the diligence, then the fortitude, being punctual. So you should be honest, being an effective communicator, speaking, gesture, writing, listening. So this is the traits of a good personality. So this is part A. Okay, until this one we completed this one. Then from the next class onwards we are going to see this one: self-identity, self-construct, self-discovery, self-acceptance, and self-esteem. What are these? What are the steps which are required? What a good self-esteemed person or a non-self-esteemed person, what he will do? A person with a good self-esteem, how he will behave in a society. A person with low self-esteem, how he will behave, how the behavior is going to influence his life. Everything we will discuss in that one. If you have anything to ask about whatever the content so far covered, you can ask me. Okay, anybody is going to ask anything? Okay, I just need a feedback whether I am going good or whether I am going fast, too fast, or something. You can understand my words, or on my part I need to correct something. You can just give a feedback. If you are facing any trouble, can somebody please speak?
No, sir, we're fine with your teaching.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, you can talk to me very openly. Okay, I never mind. Okay. So this you already know. Many units which so far I covered. For every unit I used to upload the PPT as well as the notes. Notes I will supply before starting that unit, and at the same time after completing the PPT, after completing the portion of that particular unit, I will upload the PPT. So PPTs I already uploaded. If you are missing from the WhatsApp, so you can go through the Teams app and you can just download from here also. So otherwise through WhatsApp when you are downloading, it is good. Okay, for unit 4 and unit 5, I just uploaded today itself. This one you can see. This is for unit 4. So these units are very, very small units. Okay, most probably 15 to 20 pages will be there. Small pages, which good content it is there. So it will enhance your skills. It will enhance your life very much. So better you would study on your own this unit before coming to the class. It will be very good because these skills are very much important in our lives. Okay, when I am teaching to you this type of skills or this type of something as a theoretical concept, it will not look good when you are studying on your own. Yes, this is going to happen, this type of skills I need or something. Then we can have an active discussion among ourselves. Then it will be a good for our class. So unit 5 also I uploaded before this one. If you are coming to college on Sunday, you can take the books from the library. Otherwise these PDFs are more than enough for the value education class. In the value education class, how well you are organizing your thoughts, how well you can discuss your thoughts, okay, how well you can converse your thoughts to other, how well you can convey your thoughts to other, that will defend, that will that will give a good marks in this value education, rather than I'm just teaching whatever teaching, you're just noting some side headings or something. Rather than that, how well you can correlate your thoughts, that is going to have a huge effect on your value education subject, value education exam, and value education marks. Better you just read once again whatever I am teaching, you just watch once again the videos, read once again whatever I'm supplying to you, read once again the PPT as well as the PDF and everything. Okay, once again I'm saying this one, video lectures. So the previous, if you want to watch the previous videos of our lecture, so you can just go here. You can just go here, just copy this one and go to your browser, just paste here. So you will be directed to the value education, this one channel, value education channel is there. So there you can find all the previous videos, whatever we just had in previous classes, everything you can find. Okay, maybe the net is slow now. Okay. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you for listening.